Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back from Fox News. North Carolina Police Department stops responding to certain non-emergency crimes amid staffing crisis. Asheville Police Department says it has lost 84 officers since the start of 2020. Now, I live in a small town upstate New York, Binghamton. I'm a former city council member. I remember back when we had what would be considered today a progressive mayor come in, and there was mass people just taking the retirement in the police department because the mayor at the time was seen as anti-police. In some ways he was. And I'm sure you heard about this and he's going to take offense to it, but too bad, it's true. And you see it now. I'm 64. I just recently sold my business. It was kind of a low-income area, so there was some police activity over the years. I see the police department now in my city, and they look really young. I mean, maybe because I'm getting older, they look really young. I know people personally that I grew up with, it's my hometown, that have retired. And this was long before Defund the Police. This was long before Black Lives Matter. This is in 2006. And it started here, a medium-sized city, about 45,000. And they walked away. Now, with the pressure that's put on police now, this is what you're going to get. And, of course, Asheville and the bigger cities are all liberal. Even in North Carolina. I mean, Austin, Texas is the liberal stronghold in Texas. Let's read on. North Carolina's Asheville Police Department has ordered its officers not to respond to certain types of crimes so that the agency can adequately answer more serious calls for help amid its staffing crisis. APD will no longer respond in person to 911 calls involving certain incidents where suspects' information is not available, harassing phone calls that don't include threats to life unless they're related to stalking or domestic violence. Yeah, so if it's someone that's trying to make your life miserable, hey, it's okay. I understand they're shorthanded. I get it. I used to do city budgets. But it's their own fault. And these progressives just don't get it. Or maybe that's part of their tactic, is to make the police department look so bad and so impotent that they get their social workers and they get their citizen police. The fact of the matter is, these progressives don't want to get rid of the police. Not at all. That's the scam. That's the lie. They want to be the police. They don't want to get rid of guns. They want to be the only ones that control or have the guns. And that is the truth. A full list of calls in which the officers no longer respond can be found in the department's Facebook post. And I put it here if you want to stop the video and read it all. Go ahead. This is from the Asheville Police Department Facebook page. APD staffing numbers have decreased by 84 officers since the start of 2020, the department said, according to the Police Executive Research Forum. APD boasted 238 sworn officers as of 2019. The department is instead asking victims of any of these crimes listed to file a police report through the Police to Citizen hotline reporting tool. They can also call in the number there and request that an officer respond when one becomes available. The department warns they might experience a significant response delay. If you got a tip, you can reach blah, blah, blah. And this, folks, for the progressives, is by design. Make no mistake about it. This is exactly what they want. And it isn't just Asheville, so I'm not going to pick on them. Every single major city. Police are treated like crap. They're seen as the enemy. These people have been brainwashed into thinking that police just hunt down black people for sport, I guess, or fun. Like it's fun, killing another human being. They really believe this crap. And here in Binghamton, where I live, there's an organization that actually believes that the Sheriff's Department and the Binghamton Police drive around looking for black people to put in Broome County Jail so they can kill them. There's people that actually believe that, truthfully and honestly believe it. Not just political rhetoric they shout out when they're protesting. They personally believe it. And the people pulling the strings, and they're using these people, they're basically useful idiots, and for power and control. Now, we have a really good law enforcement mayor currently, but he's term limited out at the end of this year. There's an election coming up this November in Binghamton. We're an old school Democrat. His dad was mayor back, I believe, in the 60s, John Burns Sr. Actually, I like, even though he's a Democrat, he was an old school Democrat. I liked Mayor Burns a lot. He was a great guy, and he liked me too. Even though I turned Republican after, but I was a Democrat up until 2013. And I know his son that's running, Joe, that's running for mayor. And I also know the Republican, Jared Graham, who's the deputy mayor under the current Republican mayor, who's very, very much pro-law enforcement. So it's going to be interesting to see, because in the Democrat Party here locally, the progressives have taken over the party. They run the narrative, and they're a minority right now in city council. There's 7 members, 4-3 Republicans. In a couple of years, it's going to be a city council election, and we'll see what happens. More than likely going to flip over Democrat. Used to be 9 members. I was on there. It was 8-1 Democrats when I was council president. But anyway, be prepared for what's coming here in Binghamton and other medium-sized cities. It starts in the big cities, and as they say, how's the saying go? Crap rolls downhill. Well, it's coming, folks. You reap what you sow. And those of you that vote, those of you that are staunch Democrats in cities like mine, in major cities, and see this happening, you want to know why? Look in the mirror. Nobody wants to blame themselves. Nobody wants to say, I'm in part responsible for this chaos. It has to be somebody else's fault. Sometimes it's tough, and I'm 64 and I still have trouble with it. Sometimes you have to own up to your own mistakes. Part of life. Called a life lesson. And we learned them right up to the day that we're not here anymore. So get used to it. Until the next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.